Okay, so for this next chapter, we are going to do half of it for chapter 11 and then half of it for chapter 12. So your notes are going to be broken into two sections. So as you can look at the calendar, you can see, let's see if I still have the calendar up. I do. Hopefully you can see this. Go back to your calendar, you can see how I've sectioned it off. All right, so for this section, you are only going to be using, didn't work. For this section, you're only going to be using these right here, okay? You're only going to be using those formulas right there. I want you to be careful about using the S's. You might want to use an X instead here. So for perimeter, you could use 4x. For the area, you could use x squared. These are fine right here. This is definitely fine. Please make sure you stick with that. These are fine there. And please pay attention to the fact that that's base 1 and that's base 2. Very, very important. This right here could be written also by b times h over 2. And I also want to make sure you guys remember that for the triangle, remember I always do the area of the triangle or the area of the square, the area of the rectangle, the area of the circle, okay? I even go as far as putting a trapezoid. It's really kind of hard to do. Let's get rid of that guy. So the area of, wow, it's a really bad trapezoid, guys, sorry. You could also just put the word trap down there. See if it liked it. Nope. Didn't like the word trap. So you could do that really small. And you can put it there. So different ways you could actually do this. Okay, so let's go to the next page. So here we are again with the formulas. Okay, so again, you know, this can be written as b over h divided by 2. This is fine. Oh, this could be also written as 2 times the length plus the width. This again could be written, instead of the s's, you could put x's. So this would be 4x, and this would be x squared. This is fine. This right here could also be written, which I kind of like, as this. I always like that. And please make sure that you stick with that. All right, so find the area. Here we go. Find the area of each plane figure below. So this is a square. How do we know it's a square? Because of the 4 right angles. 4 right angles means that all we have to do is the area of the square is going to equal 8.5 times 8.5, and that's going to equal 72.3 feet squared. Let's round to the nearest tenth. So let's go back up here. Because we're doing area, okay, we're always going to do units squared. Always units squared. If it's perimeter or circumference, let's back up here for a second. Okay, so perimeter or circumference. What happened? That's just gonna be units. Sorry, I forgot to turn on the recording. Okay, so down for number 2, because this right here is a 90 degrees, we know that this right here is the height. So the area of the triangle is going to be, now I preached this last chapter, I'm hoping you guys took my advice for this chapter, write the formulas down. So base times height divided by 2. My base is 15. My height is 21.3. That's going to be divided by 2. So if we were to do that in the calculator, it would come out as the area of the triangle is going to equal 159.8 meters squared. For this one, okay, it's a parallelogram. Bases are the same. So the area is going to be base times height. It doesn't matter. 12.9 times 7.1. And that's going to equal 91.6 inches squared. Now for the next one, the 26 is for this entire thing. That entire thing is called the diameter, and all we need is the radius. So all we need is that. And remember, the radius is half of the diameter, so if half of 26 is 13. So the area of the circle is going to equal pi r squared. So pi times 13 squared. So we're going to do two answers here. We're going to leave it in pi form and we're going to leave it in decimal form. So 13 squared is 169 pi yards squared. And if we multiply that out, we would get 530.9 yards squared. For number 5, this one is a trapezoid. It's a trapezoid. And they've got a lot of information here that we really don't care about. So the area of the trap is going to be the height times, wow, that's a really bad B, sorry guys. Base 1 plus base 2 over 2. So here's our height, and here's the base and a base. We don't care about this. We don't care. It doesn't matter. So the area is going to equal the height, which is 16, Base 1 doesn't really matter. 19 plus 27 divided by 2. And I told you guys this from the start. Reducing's always a good idea. So we can reduce this with that and make it an 8. Excuse me. So we have 8 times this right here. If we add them together, we get 46. So the area is going to equal 368 centimeters squared. So I put the answer down for 6. I don't feel like we need to do it. But for 7, I need you to understand that they give you the height. Here's the height. And here's the base. We don't care about that. Doesn't matter. Don't care. Don't care. So it's this times that divided by 2. And your answer comes out to 206.5 inches squared. For number 8, here's your height and here's your base. We don't care. $189.98, which then bounces it up to 190 meters squared. Now for number 9, because this is a semicircle, the area of a circle is going to be pi r squared, but we want half of it. So pi times 17 squared over 2. And all that equals 453.96, which again bounce up. So we get 454 feet squared. That's a trapezoid. Okay, that's a trapezoid. So we're really looking at this, and that. Ends up giving us as an area of 50 millimeters squared. Okay, so on the next page, we need the height and the base for a triangle, because our formula for a triangle is area is equal to base times height over 2. But we don't have the height here. We don't have it. How can we find that height? How can we find the height so that we can do this problem? Well, Pythagorean theorem. 7 squared plus h squared equals 18.2 squared. And once you do that, you can figure it all out, plug it in. Please, please, please do that. And I'll reveal the answer right here at some point. For 12, we have base 1 and base 2, but we don't have the height again. The height, make sure I have dotted. Okay, dokie. The height comes from right there. And we have another one over there. Okay, those are the heights. So that gives us a 90-degree angle right here. And it gives us one over here too. And if this right here is 7, this whole thing is 19, then what would this be? It's the same over here too. Well, 19 minus 7 is what? What could that be? Could you tell me? What could that be? 19 minus 7 is 12. Okay, well, that means that this has to be 6 and that has to be 6. So now you could figure out what that is. And once you do that, I will at some point tell you what that area is. A triangle with an area of this. So now what's happening is we're getting the area, they're giving us that, has a base. So now, and they're giving us the base that measures this. Find the height. We need to find the height. So, area of a triangle is equal to base times height over 2. So we have the area, which is 45.5. We have the base, which is 14. We do not have the height. We need to solve for h. Well, we could take the 14 and the 2, reduce that. And we have 45.5 equals 7h. Divide by 7. And 6.5 centimeters equals the height. So what I want you to do is I want you guys to, in your groups, I want you to try the rest of these. Please try the rest of these. And then I will put up, pause the video, and then I will give, I'll write all the answers down and then you can unpause. But please, you guys, try them first. It only helps you. Your homework for tonight will be homework number 1. Homework number 1. Okay, you need to do all. Okay. This takes care of section 11.1 and 11.2. Okay, so please go back and do 14. Actually, you have to do this 11, 12, 14 through the rest of the page, and then come back and turn the video back on. Okay, so hopefully you actually paused the video and then did the problems so you can check and see your answers. Check them all out. See if you got them all right. Let me do this entire page. There you go. See if you got it. Pause it, screenshot it, whatever you need to do. There are your answers. Hope that helped you guys. If you finish this early enough, start your homework. We will be starting on the next notes Tuesday, Wednesday. Please make sure you have your notes printed out and your homework printed out and the calendar if you didn't do it already. See you guys the next day. Bye.